Welcome to our second C++ tutorial. This is Liwali Mshokavanji, and today we'll be talking about variables. This is where we ended last time. We looked at how you can display to a user. So this is where we'll start from. So a variable, let's talk about variables. So I'll quickly just cut this out. I'll quickly cut that out. So let's start. A variable is more of a container. A variable is used to contain or hold a value. So that's what a variable is. That's our basic definition of a variable. A variable is a container that is used to hold a value. So a variable always have a data type. So a data type will specify what kind of values that container is going to hold. Teacup, you've heard from the name teacup, that will perfectly well hold what? Tea. But I see some other people, teacup, they'll drink water with it, they'll take some juice with it, they'll use it in baking and stuff like that. No, it's meant for tea. So a variable will have a specific data type. The data type will specify what kind of value that variable holds. So let's get started. So here's an example. I'll give you a list of data types and variable examples. So the first data type that we have is int. This data type is used to store an integer. Let me just do this. It's used to store an integer, and then we have a data type we're calling string. This is used to store a string of characters, a word, this is used to store char. The char data type is used to store a single character. Let's say a comma what, only a single character. And then we have float, and we'll call this DEC. Float is used to store decimal numbers like 0.9, 49.1, 4.7. It's used to store decimal numbers. So let's start with our int here. So the basic structure of our declaration, what we've done here, line 7 to 10, this is called variable declaration. This is called variable declaration, and I'll show you how to write a comment. So when you put 2 forward slashes, that's basically telling your program to say line 7 will be a comment. So I can say variable declaration. So this will only be a comment. This won't be read by the compiler. No, this will be ignored. This is a comment. Comments are important, especially let's say you work for a big software company and you've been writing their code, like you've wrote 7,000 lines of code, and you get sick and someone takes over. Comments are important because they will help them understand your code. It's not easy understanding someone's work if there's no guidelines. So these can be your guidelines in your piece of code. They can help you or remind you of things that you miss out. So I don't know who's texting me in the morning. Someone is telling me about food, and this is in the morning, mind you. So an integer will store numbers, meaning anything on the number line, whole numbers in short. So how you write it is you write the data type and then you write the variable name. So num is a variable name. You can come up with any variable name you want. It just shouldn't be defined in the standard library, but it can be any name. You can name it any name that you want. You can name it any name that you want. So here we have string. String is a data type that will hold what? A string of characters, and we have a name. I've given it name as name. Char, I have something here that should supposed to have been later, but it's a name. You can give them any names that you want. So float, char, string, and what? And int. Those are the data types that we do what? Those are the data types that we have. So let's continue. So let me just take this out. Let's bring back let's start with int. Let's work with int. Let's work with int. So here's the thing, we're going to work with int right now. So I'm going to say int num or bam, I don't care. The name doesn't really matter, but make sure to give them proper names to help you know what they're storing. So this will be assigned a value 34. So this is initialization. So what we're simply saying is the data type int, this variable bam, is going to have a data type of int, meaning this will only store numbers, and we're assigning the value 37 into bam. So bam is more of a container that's going to hold the value, 34, semicolon there. So now check this out. So now we can say cout the value in bam is, we can simply say 34, and compile this and run this. So the value in bam is 34, which is correct. But what if I change here to say it's 30? I just compile this, I run. So it says 34 when I've changed the value, and the value is 30. So you see that whenever I'm doing this, it means I have to automatically change here as well, which is not okay. So the best thing that one can do is this. The value in bam is when you're trying to print out something from a variable, when you're trying to display something from a variable, you don't put double quotes. So here is an example. Here's an example. If we write bam in double quotes, save, compile, run, it only says what? Bam. It doesn't know to say this is a variable. But if you know as a programmer, you know this is a variable, and you're trying to print out what the variable is holding, you take out the double quotes, you take out the double quotes, and you just write the variable name, which is bam. It says 30. Do you see that? If we take out the double quotes and just write bam, it's printing out 30. If I change here to 78, compile, and then run this, it gives me 78 without the what? Without the double quotes. But if I was to put hello here and try to compile this, it will quickly give me an error. It's going to say hello was not declared in this scope. Because if you don't have double quotes, it means you have to place a variable. So here it's simply telling us a variable, there's no variable named hello, there's no variable hello, so this gives us an error. So that's what we get. So that's how you simply see, that's how you simply output a variable in a what? In a program. So we'll come back here. Let's try string. String name equal to Barbara. I don't know why I like this name. I don't know, it just has a ring to it. So you compile, it gives me an error to say unexpected expression because I haven't placed anything in here, sorry. So I'm going to simply say name. If we compile this again and run, it says Barbara. That's what it prints out right in there. So look at how we've wrote the syntax for declaring and initializing a string. So string, the name of the string will hold what? In double quotes. Whenever you use string, whatever it's holding should be in between double quotes. So it has a chain of what? Characters. So it's in between double quotes, and you display it in the same way as well. So let's look at char. So it's the same thing. Char LTTR will be initialized with, for char, since it's a single, it's only one character, you only have to put single quotes. So you can say F for a single character. Then in here we have LTTR. Save it. And remember, for numbers you don't have to put double quotes or single quotes. For numbers, when you're declaring an initialization, you just write the number as it is. So we have our F. If we come to float, we say float num equal to 0.44. Oh, that's 55. You know, these days I'm messed up. I don't know what's going on with my math these days. It's kind of on, you know, jiggly stuff like that. So there, 0.55 it prints out. So you see, the way we write anything that holds a number, whether it's an integer or a float, we just write the number itself. We don't put double quotes or single quotes. No, we don't do that here. Like they say it in Wakanda. So how do you print out both text and variable values? How do you print them out together? So let's do this. So we can simply say, sorry, let me declare string name is equal to Barbara. Then here on our cout, we can just add our double quotes and say my name is, then we come in the next line and say cout, then we can say the variable name, which is name, then NL, like that. So we can compile this, we can run this, and we get my name is Barbara. This is correct, but really this is a waste of resources. Why can't we put everything in the same cout? So that's what I'm going to show you, how to include everything in the same cout. So if you want to include everything in the same cout, we would say cout my name is, then come outside the double quote. Alright, let me just do this. This might confuse you. So you write the cout my name is, then write these symbols again. Sorry, write symbols again. Put your variable name here, which is name, the symbols again, and L, like that. So this will join the two. So my name is, then the name will be in between these two symbols without the double quotes. So that will be able to print out the what? The name. So let's check this. Yeah, there. My name is Barbara. So it prints out that. So you can print out a lot of things by concatenating. So this is simply how you join what you want to print out. So I can say, you can create a variable, let's say int, and I'm going to call this age, and it will be equal to, how old would Barbara be? I would say 21. Yeah, wait, there is an error. You don't put double quotes when you're declaring an integer or anything that's going to hold a number. So 21, like that. Yeah, now that's okay. So let's try and print them out together in the same line. So I'm going to say cout, hey, my name is, variable name, which is name, and then if you want to add more text, you just simply add double quotes again, then you say and I am, now for the years, come outside, these symbols again, your variable name which is age, the symbols again, double quotes, the strings, years old, then you can end your line when you're done. So if I compile and I run this, I get, hey, my name is Barbara and I am 21 years old. So imagine you've wrote a program that will be writing an article, understand that. Then in your article you have this character Barbara who is 21 years old. Then the year ends, you're in a new year. That person's age has changed. How do you do? Do you go through every line and change the age automatically, like manually, sorry, or do you just come here to your variable and change to say, oh, this is a new year, Barbara is now 22, without changing anything in the cout? You compile, and when you run this, it automatically changes to 22 years old. So you can use that. So that's the advantage of using variables, containers. You can just use them anywhere in the program once they are declared and initialized. So you can use them anywhere in the program. So this is about variables. We'll continue working with variables from this point onwards, and you get to understand more on variables and how to practically get to use them. So next time we meet, we'll look at how to deal with the cin, how to get input from the user and into a variable, how to use that. So that's what we'll basically look at. So that's it for today, guys. And I've learned a new language. I had two last time, which was Bemba and English, but now I know Nyanja. Muri bwanji. So see, programming is easy as well.